Now with matching cap and sweater vest, this is Tell It to Someone. First question is from Little Weird Guy. How does one question and answer with a question? Well, one does not question the answers. One finds that questionable. So don't. Just don't. Really, don't. Next question is from Nim. Is America a real place or just something that parents use to scare children so they'll behave? Well, yes, Virginia there is in America, except for Virginia. West Virginia. The rest of Virginia exists, but West Virginia is now a hole in the ground, apparently, due to, mining, mountaintop removal. They just took all the mountaintops and took away the coal and then just left smouldering remains. Next question is from Mr. Romanian. If the world would explode for no reason whatsoever, would you take a lift on the Vogon spaceship? Yes, but the chances of there being no reason to blow up the world, that is a different story. So the second part of your question is valid, but the first part isn't, because there's always a reason to destroy the planet. Usually Americans. Next question is interrupted by technical difficulties resulting in a jump cut. It was written by Boss Haas. What technology will make cats obsolete? Well, you've got mousetraps. Mousetraps do kill mice, and they sometimes sleep on your face. Did I say too much? Anyway, but they're not as entertaining to watch as an actual cat killing a mouse, or or more than one mouse, more than one mouse, which is mice. I have to learn to plural. Anyway, so kind of, but no, it's not. It's not as much fun. Next question is by the Gingerhead Man. Who makes a good pizza pie? It doesn't have to be the best pizza pie, as fat ginger losers like us don't deserve the best. Well, the good pizza pies are made by the ones that aren't chains but still exist, because they don't have a whole pizza making chain of restaurants to support them, so they have to actually concentrate on actually doing stuff that's good, instead of just put some slop on a piece of bread and putting slop on a piece of bread and selling it, because that doesn't often work if you suck. Next, unless you are a chain and you can afford to suck. Sucking is expensive, apparently, if you go to that street down in that notorious suburb. Next question is from Joe Swanson. What makes a man? Pizza and bacon and deliciousness, and that goes into the man, and that makes the man, because men have to be constantly renewed over time, or sex if you're going the long way around, but then you've got to wait for 20 years before the result of the sex becomes a man. Or if you're Jewish, you wait until the bar mitzvah, unless they're female, then they become a woman, unless they are transgender. Next question is from Jeff Killer Heisenberg. Why does ham taste better when you're confused? Well, you'll often confuse it with bacon, so it's probably bacon if the confusing ham tastes better than actual ham. McNuts, the last question for today, but Nish Brown comes before that. How can I get divorcees to stop throwing themselves at me? Stop causing divorces. I know what you did, and she knows what you did, and that other woman, she knows what you did. The fourth woman, she did it herself, but you shouldn't be doing that, not unless they're divorced. But then you don't like the divorcees throwing themselves at you. Oh, and maybe you should like check the alignment on that catapult because they're throwing themselves at you, but you're not padded at all, and when they hit you, you sort of get fractured somehow. So watch that. Last question today is McNuts. Do coyotes go to heaven when they die, or is it just for dogs? No. When dogs die, they go to the farm. And when they go to the farm, then they have lots of rabbits and stuff to chase, and cats to lick on the head, like several times, because they like to lick the cat several times in the course of a day, because that is something that a mousetrap just won't do, be licked by a dog. Well, they can be licked by a dog, but have you ever seen a dog with its tongue in a mousetrap? Yeah, they only lick a mousetrap once, unless it's already gone off, and then they just lick it until the peanut butter's gone. Which is kind of like the girls in that notorious local suburb. I'm keeping it general here, because if I specify a specific suburb, then I alienate everybody in the other cities in Australia where they don't have that particular notorious suburb where the prostitution happens. Yeah, I'm savvy. I know what the fuck I'm doing. After 240 something in this series, I know what I'm doing. Except for that. That's it for Tell Someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question down there. Or you can wait till I stand sideways over here to make way for the dovetail question, which is possibly this. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I make them up. Usually after I edit it. And then I can't think of anything. Then I steal them from somewhere. But I'm not telling you where. You got to guess that. I'm dangerously talented and I don't have a cool sign off.